Good afternoon. It's Friday, May 15th. I'm State Representative Ben Cannon here in my Capitol office, where just a few hours ago, I, along with legislators around the Capitol, watched as our state's team of economists released the Oregon Economic and Revenue Forecast. Well, you may be asking, why is this such a big deal? The answer is that the number contained here tells legislators how much revenue we have to expect over the next couple of years in order to fund vital public services. We'll be using this number to set our budgets for education, for human services, and for public safety, services that people need most during these difficult times. You'll be hearing a lot about the budget from elected officials, from advocacy groups, and the media over the next few weeks, and I wanted to use this video as an opportunity to keep you informed about the numbers as they come out, about some of the difficult decisions that we face, and to ask for your input as we move through the weeks to come. Among the many important figures we learned today from the economic forecast, the most important number of all was this: $4.2 billion. That's the gap between what we expect the state to collect in revenue in the next 2 years and the amount of money we need to keep our state services functioning at current levels. To put it in perspective, if we simply spread our anticipated revenues evenly across current programs, we'd be facing cuts of upwards of 25%. That's 25% cuts to school budgets, to police and fire protection, to health care, to senior services, and so on. That's simply not acceptable. It's at precisely times like these that we need a strong social safety net. I would love to be able to promise that we're going to balance this budget without making significant cuts to programs like education, public safety, and human services. But I sit on a Ways and Means Budget Subcommittee. I've seen the size of this budget deficit, and unfortunately, in this economic environment, that's just not the case. 90% of our general fund goes to public safety, to education, to human services. We're going to have to make cuts in all three of those areas to help balance this budget. But we can't rely on cuts alone. We need targeted revenue increases to help balance the budget. Revenue increases that ask big corporations and the wealthiest Oregonians to pay their fair share. So what I will support is a balanced approach. So to reiterate, there are three tools we have to balance this budget. One is to use federal stimulus dollars and state reserve funds. Together, they total about $1.8 billion in one-time money that we can use to help get over this immediate budget crisis. The second is to make budget cuts, and as I mentioned, I expect that we'll be doing that to all areas of core government services. The third is to adopt targeted revenue increases. We will address the $10 corporate minimum tax, and we will consider an income tax increase on high-income Oregonians, those earning more than $250,000 a year. Together, these revenue increases could produce approximately $800 million of new revenue to help deal with the $4.2 billion gap. I can't promise you that the decisions we'll make over the next few weeks will be easy. I can't promise you that the cuts we make won't be painful. They will. But I can promise to listen to you. I can promise to adhere to my core value, which is that in these difficult times, we've got to preserve our shared social safety net. We've got to protect the most vulnerable among us, and we have to ensure the integrity of our schools and classrooms. I look forward to hearing from you via email, via my website, www.repbencannon.com, or at one of my upcoming town hall events. Until next time, thanks.